Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Tales from the Spinner Rack. You're tuned into issue 8 of Tales from the Spinner Rack, where we're reviewing comics from the week of 1/15/2020. That would be last Wednesday, if you need a little bit more clarification on that. As always, for the Absolute Geek Podcast, I am Matt.
And I'm Jay.
With audio ammunition.
Yes, sir.
Holding down the fort. Holding down the fort. As again, once again, you can see that Corbin isn't with us, and again, I kick it to Kyle to tell us why Corbin's not here this week.
Because he's a busy guy. Because he's fucking busy.
You gonna help us out, Kyle? Or are you just gonna be an idiot?
Because he's a busy guy. Because he's fucking busy.
There we go. So yeah. Thanks for not showing up again, Corbin. Thanks a lot. All right. Well, another Tuesday night, and here we are. What a lousy week for comics last week was, huh?
It was slow. But I don't mind slow weeks because I can get caught up, which is what happened last week. I don't have to sit there and get anxiety every time I look at all the books I haven't read yet. So I am, as of this week, as of right now, I'm 100% caught up. Ooh. So nice.
Until tomorrow, when you have that same problem all over again.
Yeah, I know. It's a good problem.
Sometimes.
First world problem.
Right. All right. Well, let's go ahead and kick this boat in motion tonight. Sorry, we're starting a little bit later. Some life happens, so yeah.
Naps happen.
Life happens. Nap happens. Some of us have to rejoin the working world after working from home for 8 years, but
that's so bad, man. I'm sorry you have to go through that.
I shall persevere and carry on.
It's like having to go to school, like the first day of school after summer break, only like 10 times worse.
Yes. Yes. But yeah. So you wanna kick us off this week? You want me to kick us off this week? What do you want to do?
I can start. I'll start off on a good note. It is IDW put out Aliens versus Predator, Thicker Than Blood #2 last week, which is very good. It's written by Jeremy Barlow and art by Doug Wheatley and Rain Barreto. But art is very, very good.
Did you say Rain Burrito? What kind of name is Rain Burrito?
You know what? It's not your place to question the ethnicity.
That sounds like it might get a little bit soggy if you're having a rain burrito.
That's just gross to think about. That's sad.
Rain burrito.
Barreto. Sorry if I said it wrong. If it sounded like burrito, it's not. It's Barreto.
No, I'm just going with burrito. I
okay,
like
we can do burrito.
That's what
we can do soggy burrito.
We're going with soggy rain burrito.
But that's
where we're at. We're at rain burrito.
We're at soggy burrito. Sad soggy burrito. Alien versus Predator, Thicker Than Blood #2. Very good book. So it's about this family that owned like this luxury cruise liner spaceship.
I thought for sure you were going to say burrito truck.
What? A luxury burrito, like yep. John Favreau's and Chef.
I thought you were going to say luxury burrito truck.
And so there was like it's like a casino resort type thing, and they're just cruising along in outer space, and lo and behold, they get boarded by a ship of predators, and the predators go in and they kill most everybody except the family. Part of the family survives. There's like a 16-year-old girl and her little brother, and it's really interesting because So the little girl is just really nasty. She's really horrible to her little brother. Like she smacks him around and stuff. And then you kind of start to realize like that the little, I mean, not that this makes it okay or anything, but the little brother is an android, and he was made, like he was built to um keep her company and take care of her when she was little, but she grew up and he remained like 5 years old. No, he's probably older than that. He's like 8 years old. But he stayed little, and she's big, but she totally resents him. I guess for staying little, and the typical sibling thing. But anyway, their background story, that there's more to it. I'm just giving you the like full on, Reader's Digest Cliff Notes version. But it's a cool book. There's a lot of interesting backstory about
You're giving us the full on frontal facial.
Yeah, no, the whole relationship between these two, and so of course there's.
I thought you were gonna say the whole enchilada. You missed opportunities.
I always
for
do.
Burrito.
That's like my middle name is Missed Opportunities. So yeah, it's a great book because usually these Alien versus Predator books, they follow like the same platoon and these already established characters, but this doesn't. This kind of starts from scratch. All you really need to, if you saw the first Predator and like the first Alien movie, you're good to go with this. And like I said, great book, great story, great pace. It's beautiful to look at, and it's definitely worth your money. It was a surprise hit for me. I wasn't really expecting much, but yeah, great book. I give it
surprise hit.
It was, and I think the first one came out on a slow week too, and that's kind of why I picked it up. So out of 5, I'll give it a 4.
You give it 4 couch cushions and a throw pillow, huh?
Yeah.
Because you love yourself some crunchers.
I do.
Some crotch crunchers.
Crotch punchers.
Crotch punchers. All right, so I guess I'll go. I'm gonna start good. I'm gonna start off good this week. My surprising pick of the week.
Do it.
IDW #1, Rising Sun. Did you pick this up?
I did.
Did you read it?
I read most of it.
So the best way to explain this book, the best way to explain Rising Sun #1 to a friend who's like, hey, have you read this book yet? It's like Avatar: The Last Airbender meets D&D. So it's about a group of people that are one from each nation that comes together to fight monsters and fight evil. So you have, I'm trying to get to the nations. So you have like the Koi Nation, you have the Fox Clan, the Lotus Clan, the Bonsai Clan, the Dragonfly Clan, and then the Turtle Clan. And it's like warriors, and then from the Turtle Clan, it's kind of like a monk. And They're start off fighting this dragon, and the Turtle Clan is supposed to have hard skin, and they're not supposed to be able to be poisoned. Well, they start off fighting this dragon, and the dragon bites the monk, and it poisons him, and he's dying. And they fight off the rest of the monsters and kill the dragon, and they have to get the monk to a healer to try and heal him. And the monk says, this is pretty much beyond my power and my abilities to heal him. The best we can do is all come together and use our willpower to try and will him through it. And they all kind of join together as a clan to do that. And he fights off the infection. It starts to heal. And as he is, they get word that there's been an ambush at another village. So they go to check out this village. And when they get there, everyone in the village is just massacred. And they're like, no army could do this. No one man could do this. What could have done this? And it kind of looks like a vampire is waiting in the wings and climbing over the balcony as all this town is just absolutely gutted. I don't know if you can see that, but gutted and massacred. So it was a quick read. It had a lot. I liked it. Like I said, I'm a huge Avatar: The Last Airbender fan. I'm a huge D&D fan, so that kind of it tickled both those fandoms for me. So I would definitely check out. That was just a quick review. I would give Rising Sun a 3.5 out of 5. I would definitely say pick it up if you're looking for something new to read from IDW.
Yeah, I agree. It was, like I said, I actually read most of it. I'm looking at what I read. I read most of it. The art is fantastic. I mean, it pops, and like some of the action, the panels are like they're. I love that they're so simply laid out, but they're very they whoever I don't know who the artist is, but um, they're very good at capturing action. Um, it's very well done. So yeah, it's a pretty neat little story, and yeah, they do look like vampires because it almost like they're like husks, like they've been drained of whatever, I don't know, life force or something. But yeah, it was a pretty good book. What did you say you gave it?
3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, that's good. That's a solid rating. So let's. Okay, I'm going to go into something really crappy.
I mean, I just feel like Rising Sun, there's not a whole lot to going on in the book. I mean, it was pretty quick. I mean, other than them fighting the dragon at the beginning and then them all kind of like coming together to heal the monk and then going to the village at the end. I feel like you just summed up the entire book in that summary.
Yeah,
Like there's not a lot left to go over, but I enjoyed it. Like I said, as an Avatar: The Last Airbender fan, it tickled my fancy there, and as a D&D fan, it kind of tickled my fancy there. So it gave me the best of both worlds, and I can't go wrong with the. I mean, the only reason I'm giving it a 3.5 is because I feel like they used a lot of the book to show the multiple covers. So I think there could have been extra content in this book to kind of help flush the story out a little bit more and leave it in a better place than it kind of did. But I mean, it left you on a huge cliffhanger.
I kind of like where they left it.
Yeah, but I mean, they could have used about 5 of those pages that they're showing the alternate covers for issue 1 on to give you a little bit more sweetness.
Maybe a little more background on some of those characters.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with leaving it to give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, it's very action packed, and that's pretty much all it is, which is cool by me. I mean, books like that are fun every now and again. You know, it does not have to all be like Alan Moore.
Yeah.
So next thing I'll talk about is let's do Iron Man 2020.
Oh, I hated this book.
So let me ask you this. Are we supposed to like Arno Stark? Is this some?
I don't know. And I don't even know where this book fits. And like I don't understand why they're making this Arno Stark all of a sudden. And like how Tony is dead and are missing, and it just doesn't. I don't know. Like this book just to me felt like a waste. Like I was legitimately angry that I spent $4.99 on this book. From the convoluted story to the ridiculousness of it to the how bad the Iron Man suit was with the giant gears on the shoulders.
Yeah, that's horrible. That was a horrible design. But this kind of picks up where Tony Stark Iron Man left off. And yeah, so since Civil War II, when human Tony Stark was killed by Captain Marvel, he rebuilt himself. I don't know if it was like an organic 3D print of some sorts.
He 3D printed himself.
He reconstructed himself somehow.
Tony Stark has 3D printed himself.
Yeah, sorta. And and so he's been feeling not human.
He's been feeling a little blue.
He's been feeling a little blue. And so he's been feeling sorry for himself, and he even, like, when he was stuck in one of the worst story arcs is when he created like this whole like cyber world.
I'd feel bad for myself if I was blue too. Or
what?
Or if I was 3D printed.
Like if you were Beast?
No.
Or Nightcrawler?
I'm talking about like his holographic form at the end.
Oh yeah. No. But yeah, so and so when he was stuck in his like little Fortnite type world that he constructed,
world.
he actually took like a drink of alcohol. And so then he started feeling even more sorry for himself and was moping around. At the very end of Tony Stark, on the last issue of Tony Stark Iron Man, he was actually sitting in a bar, like looked like a tumbler of scotch or something. He was just sitting there staring at it, and that's where it left off. So then we pick up here with this ridiculous book with Iron Man 2020. And yeah, like you were saying, I didn't legitimately get irritated until the very last panel, or until the very last page, when apparently this book is supposed to usher in a whole new, I don't know, like crossover of some sort. And if this is supposed to be what gets you into this whole series of books, so like you were saying you mentioned this on Absolute Geek, but yeah, they talk about this Iron Man 2020 checklist. It's Iron Man 2020 number 1, number 2, Machine Man 2020 number 1, Force Works 2020 number 1, Rescue 2020 number 1, Iron Age number. None of these books look even remotely interesting to me.
No, I'm right there, 100% with you on that.
So what a big fat letdown. So yeah, I'm not getting any one of those. None.
No, absolutely not. I am, like I said, 100% right there with you on that. Like, none of them look anywhere close to being interesting.
And I don't know what the deal is with that Wolverine 2020.
Well, no, it's Wolverine issue 2. So it's like a tie-in. So like the new Wolverine series is going to tie into these 2020 books.
So what's with the Wolverine?
I don't know.
See, that's
that I don't know, but I just, dude, like Marvel is they're shelling right now, and between the return of the 2020 or the 2099 shit, I shouldn't say shit, the 2099 stuff, and this, well, I'm gonna call it like it is. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna call it like it is. It's shit.
Yeah.
So between the return of the 2099 crap and this, it's just they're fishing. They're fishing for your money. Don't give in to the Marvel beast. Don't be a pawn in the silly Marvel game.
Yeah, I mean, especially coming right out of Absolute Carnage, and then Absolute Carnage came right after War of the Realms. And oh man, yeah, it's like this is the only way they know how to do
is
this.
that they charging you $4.99 for this book. $4.99 for this book. Like, why? What in this book, in your opinion, was worth the $4.99? This could have easily been $1 book or a $2 book, or a $3 book. Not a $5 book. This was not a $5 book.
No, not at all. Even the art's kind of crummy too.
Like
It's way like Saturday morning cartoon. Yeah,
this is the perfect example of Marvel just being like, you guys are sheep and you're gonna buy whatever we put out if we put Iron Man on it and
yeah,
slap 20.99 on there. You know, it's not a good book. Like I'm actually gonna give this thing a 1.5 out of 5.
yeah.
Like this book had no, like I picked it up and I was like, all right, it's a slow week. There isn't a lot going on. Let me check this book out. And I picked it up and I got home. Like I gotta start thumbing through books at the comic book shop before I pay for them, before I leave, because I was like, man, I really need something to read. And I'm thumbing through this book when I get in the car, sitting at a stoplight, and I'm like, good God, this book is just trash. I was like, this book looks just like it's trash. And lo and behold, I get home and I sit down and read it, and I'm like, good God, what did I just read?
Foiled again.
Yeah, like, you got me again, Marvel. You got me again. Because I couldn't do it, dude. I was like, good Lord, what is this crap? And what is with the gears on his shoulders? And what is with the fact that it's Tony Stark's brother? And like, I just, no, hard pass. I am all out on anything Iron Man 2020 related. All out.
Yeah, I agree. I hope
there's no customary 4-issue waiting period. I'm all out. I'm out.
Oh yeah. No, because I mean, like I said, if when the first issue of this huge crossover story arc thing, that's the book that's supposed to reel you in, and this is it. Like, this is the best. It's almost like this is the best you guys are gonna have to offer. I don't even want to know what the rest of it's gonna be like. But yeah, it's ridiculous, and I hate what Marvel has done with Tony Stark. You know, ever since Civil War II, you know,
which was another cash grab.
Oh yeah, that
crossover that never needed to happen.
Totally. Yeah. You know, he was in a coma, then he was an AI, then he got out of the coma, but for some reason he ran off and he hid somewhere, and he was briefly back, but he was not really. And now this happens where now he considers himself an AI, and he's part of the machine uprising, apparently. And man, yeah, I just want normal, regular Tony Stark in adventures. You know, don't mess with his character, his being, his whatever. You know, just how hard is that just to make a good Iron Man story? I wouldn't think it'd be that hard.
Apparently very.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, while we're talking about one shitty book, well, go ahead and give us your review. What's your score on Iron Man?
1.
A 1. I at least give it 0.5 more. But
No
while
way.
we're talking to one shitty book, let's move to the next shitty book I have, and that's called Venom: The End.
Hey, so did they cancel the Venom ongoing?
No.
But they're just coming out with a bunch of
the end stuff.
Miniseries?
Yeah. So Marvel's doing this whole thing like the end. So you're gonna get Miles Morales at the end where he's older. You get Venom at the end. So they're kind of doing this thing where everyone is older. So that's kind of what you're running into now. And so Venom: The End, dude, this book was nothing more than explaining, like, essentially this book summed up is it tells you a story of how the Venom symbiote basically loved Eddie Brock and kept Eddie Brock alive till he was absolutely nothing. He was basically dust, to the point where the symbiote like infected his cells and started like reproducing his dying cells to where he was more symbiote than human. And then it finally like let him go. And then it talks about all of the different Marvel and characters that were hosts to the symbiote and how good of hosts they were, and kind of like it shows the symbiote going through like this machine uprising, and then kind of to the end of like existence, to seeing the extinction of people, to this machine world, to the birth of people again. And how the symbiote survived all of this, and how Eddie Brock was like its one true, like, its best host, and the Venom symbiote loved Eddie Brock, and it's just, it was boring, it was stupid. I don't know what the point of it was. Like,
so is it kind of like a what if type thing?
it's like a one-off type thing, and it was like, I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it again. And it felt like, I don't know. It felt like Marvel was like, all right, we can tell that this, and I kind of feel this way with Iron Man 2020, is it was kind of like Marvel was like, all right, we got an off week. We know these books suck. We know people are going to think these books suck. We're just going to put it out on this off week to try and salvage something. So we're going to bank on the popularity of Venom right now after coming out of the Carnage stuff, and we're going to bank that this book is still, Venom on is going to sell in name alone. Here we go, put it out. And it just was not impressive to me. So I'm gonna give it, I think I'll give it a 1.5 as well.
Ooh.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's back-to-back 1.5s for me. That book was no good. Sorry,
Well,
my dog is being stupid.
He disagrees. He wants his chance to defend Venom.
He can defend it all he wants. Doesn't mean it's gonna change the fact that this book sucked ass.
Yeah, it's not good. Not a good week for Marvel at all.
It wasn't a good week for comics in general this week.
Yeah, it was.
We keep saying that, but it really wasn't.
It was pretty slow. So another one of the good ones that came out. Did you pick up the Red Mother #2?
I did.
What did you think?
That was my favorite book of the week.
Yeah.
Behind Red Sun.
Yeah, it continues to be really creepy, and I love it.
It continues to be really, really creepy. You don't get much more information than what you got in the last issue, but that's okay because it's keeping you on the edge of your seat, and I like it.
Yeah, it does, and it's just like I said, it's super dark, and it's kind of got like a psychological element to it.
Which is a nice different change of pace from all these other like #1 offshoots I've picked up where I'm like, okay, that's good. You pick up #1. All right, yeah, I'll check out #2. And then you get #2 and the book's tanked.
Yeah.
Where Red Mother's still going solid.
20XX. That's a 20XX syndrome.
Well, not just 20XX. There's a couple other ones other than just 20XX, but
yeah, like, that's the only one that comes to mind right now.
Yeah, well, that was the most recent one because that was last week. But Red Mother #2. Run it down, Jay.
Yeah. So, the main character. Did we talk about #1 at all? I don't even remember.
We did. I reviewed it.
So she continues to see. Well, this one she sees her dead boyfriend in her dream, and she I guess I'm not even sure if it is a dream. It might even be some sort of a vision or something.
That's what I was thinking, because it's like a full-on conversation.
And she wakes up and she's so like overtaken with emotion that she goes to the chair where he was in her dream, and she like goes and she starts pounding on it and yelling, no, like, still, not being able to grasp what happened to him. And she continues. Oh, so I guess she's seeing a therapist who doesn't seem to be doing much help to her condition, and she still keeps seeing that demon out of her, was it her right eye that got cut?
That she's got a fake eye and a glass eye.
Yeah, and through that eye she sees like this alternate, I don't know if it's like an alternate dimension, a different reality, but she sees this world where this demon thing is like following her around, and it's pretty creepy looking. It's pretty scary looking. And she sees it. It just happens. Like in this part, she was in the subway and she was just kind of hanging out, and all of a sudden she gets the feeling that she's gonna see, that she sees this red vision, and the demon comes out and she runs. And it's a very, they do a really good job of having you invest in these characters. Like you care about her and her loss and what she's going through. And I just like the perspective that you get from her point of view. And it's a very well done. It's very well written. And the art's not too shabby either. But I give Red Mother #2, man. And like you said, the story didn't necessarily progress plot wise, but I think it progresses in the fact that you just get to see more of this world and what this person is experiencing more in depth. And for that alone, I'll give it a 4.
I think it's solid.
And the ending was interesting too. And she got this like contraption thing in the mail.
It's like you find out that she's into puzzles.
Oh, that's right.
She gets it's like a heart, like it's like a puzzle heart.
That's what that is.
She's got to kind of like decode it.
Yeah. I'm looking at the thing. I'm like, what is that? But yeah, you're right. It's a puzzle.
Like that might be her like boyfriend's heart.
Oh, dude. Oh yeah, that's great.
As I said, Red Mother 2, not a lot happens. But it's enough. Like, how do I want to explain it? It's like an appetizer where it's just enough, but you're kind of like, I want a little bit more, I want a little bit more. And
yeah,
it's kind of almost like that appetizer where you take a couple bites and you're like, damn, I should have ordered this over the main course, And it doesn't offer a lot, but what it offers to you is very solid and it's very suspenseful and it makes you want to keep coming back. So,
Oh yeah, dude! It envelops you more in that world.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
and I like that they didn't come out and explain it in issue 2. Like it's still like you're kind of intrigued by what this is and what's going on, and then they leave you with just when they leave you with a little bit more. Like it like I said, each issue is a little bit more, and like this one, you get the puzzle. The puzzle heart was that little bit more that it leaves you with.
Yeah, there was, gosh, what was the name of that book? I don't remember, but it had a similar vibe where the character would see this black barn, and the first part, like the first arc, was so good, but they never really explained it. They just kind of kept stringing you along.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I'm like, you know what? I can only be strung along for so long. I can only, so I stopped. I quit it. I hope this doesn't do that. I hope this has sort of, they don't have to totally explain everything because I'm not that kind of a reader where I need everything like spoon fed to me, but at least have some sort of closure where you can say, okay, that this is, but yeah, I hope they at least do that. I hope that they explain a little bit of what's going on.
See, and I'm not too worried about that happening here because it's got multiple things going on at once that keep me interested. One, what happened to her boyfriend? 2, why is she seeing the visions of him? 3, what's with the visions of the demon that she's seeing?
Right.
4, what's with the crazy times where it happens? Like, how is it all connected? How does it all come together? Like, all of those strings web together to just keep my interest. Where I'm gonna keep coming back and keep reading.
Yeah, it's great.
And
Great
I just hope
book.
the payoff is just not something ridiculous where I'm like, God, I wasted more of my time.
Yeah, I know. It can't be. It can't be. Not while it's this good.
Oh, it definitely can be, but I
No,
don't
I
want it to be.
refuse. If it is, I'll be so mad.
You refuse? No, I refuse. It can't be. I
I
refuse.
refuse to believe that. No. Um.
But on that
All
note,
right.
that was my final book for the week. So
Oh, really?
you're carrying the show now.
Oh no!
You have
Don't
more
say
books. If you have more books, you're carrying the show.
that. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. So I've got a couple more books, but I can just take you through them really quick because they're kind of like
Carry the show, my
like
friend. Carry
they're
it
kind of like
on.
mid-arc type
Carry
books,
on
so
my
nothing really
wayward
happened.
son.
Oh, so Avengers number 29 is more of the Star Brand adventures with the Avengers are looking for the Star Brand, which is in space, and Galactus's heralds are also looking for it. And I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like the Star Brand is kind of like the Phoenix.
So is this tying into Thor? The first issue with Thor?
I don't know. I forgot what happened in Thor.
Where he
Oh no,
becomes the Herald of Galactus?
no, no. This is something totally different. I remember that. No.
Okay.
So, but Thor somehow bonds with a brood.
Is it young Thor or old Thor?
It's young Thor.
Like the
And
Donny Cates remake Thor?
yeah, I think so. And so he's like part brood, whatever. I don't even know. And so yeah, they're chasing after Starbrand, and you got some Kree chasing after him, and so Avengers and Kree fight. Silver Surfer and Black Widow, who has what they call Widow armor, which is kind of looks like a ninja war machine. It's actually kind of cool looking. And so yeah, so they fight over it, and at the very end, the Star Brand comes around. Finally, they all see it. They all, and then I get Guardian from the Shi'ar.
Brand?
It's kind of like
Like a
from what I understand, it's like a comet, but it's also like the Phoenix, where it like it's like this cosmic energy, and so they all want it. And they're all fighting over it. In the midst of this battle, Starbrand finally comes, and it's like attached to a pregnant lady. Yeah, I don't know. And she says that there's the very end panel, or the splash page at the very end says, "No, you stay back. You stay the hell away from me, or I'll get the entire galaxy, or I'll set this entire galaxy on fire. The Starbrand will kill you all."
That's my purse. I don't know you.
And yeah, and there's this pregnant lady sitting there on her knees, and Guardian's about to punch her face. She's got the Starbrand. So I don't know. It's okay. It was all right. I keep thinking that the Avengers books lately have been kind of geared towards like younger audience, which is too bad. But I can kind of see why, maybe because the Avengers is such a popular name, and if little kids come in there, I guess they're going to pick that up. So they don't want to make it too dark or edgy or whatever. But I wish they'd make it a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
And not so kiddie. But oh well. So next book is Nightwing number 68, which still shows Dick Grayson, or Rick Grayson, battling Talon for like the 5th time. And so last issue, Talon managed to put these goggles on Rick. I feel stupid calling him Rick. and he kind of had him in his control because Talon is his grandfather, and the Court of Owls have always wanted Dick Grayson to be one of them, and so Talon's trying again to get him, and this time he thinks he has him because that whole bullet wound thing, and so Nightwing doesn't remember anything about his former life. He doesn't remember anything about living with Batman, being Robin, any of that. So all he knows is that he's like a lowly cab driver in Bloodhaven. And so Talon saw his opportunity again and tried it again, and lo and behold, it didn't work. It didn't take. Nightwing fought it off, and now though
he got tricky dicked.
Yeah, got tricky dicked. And this time though, with all the mind scrambling around that happened, he's kind of starting to remember his old Robin days and his old Nightwing days. But like again, he's starting to remember. He gets little flashes. That's all we're gonna get for a while. So, which kind of stinks because it's like at first I was all on board with the whole, Nightwing team that took over for him, but enough already. It's kind of getting me like Hydra Cap. It's like, yeah, it was cool for the first 3 issues, but now I just want Cap back, and they didn't give it to us for a long time. So that's kind of how I feel about this. It's like, all right, enough. We want Nightwing back.
Enough.
Yeah.
I've had enough.
Had enough. And so the last thing I have, last book I read was, Flash. Flash number 86. And yeah, they haven't been great. Josh Williamson has been writing it. He's not a bad writer, but he's still fighting Captain Cold, who was given this weapon by Lex Luthor in one of those Year of the Villain books that didn't seem to really go anywhere a lot of the time. But this one's still going. So Captain Cold turned Central City into, like a big frozen wonderland. And so Flash has been, of course, the Speed Force for him has been petering out, but suddenly it starts working. Conveniently starts working. And he actually got like the rest of the rogues on his side. They were like, like Mirror Master and what's the flame dude? I forget his name. Heat Wave. They kind of like all the other rogues are kind of like, dude, Captain Cold's gone psycho, so they kind of like sided with Flash and they helped take him down. And it was kind of cheesy because at the end they did kind of take him down. But the weird thing that happened is like Flash took him down, and he took him down so hard, and he just starts wailing on him, and he starts, yelling and screaming at him, saying, "I am sick of you trying to kill me and my family." And like some of the rogues are like, "Dude, stop! You're gonna kill him. You're gonna kill him." And finally, he does, and he realized he like totally lost control, and like Glider had to like pull him off of him, and it was so cheesy. Like, at the very end, he was like, "Oh God, I don't know what just happened." This is Barry Allen, and so they're taking, after this is all over, of course the Rogues won. Flash and the Rogues won. Captain Cold's in, his cuffs, and everybody's, Kid Flash and Iris are all gonna, they're coming to greet him, and he goes, "Stop!" Barry Allen goes, "Stop! Don't get so close." Like, what Flash? What's wrong? And Barry Allen goes, "Officer, wait! The Speed Force is too dangerous, and until I can learn how to control myself, I belong in prison with the Rogues." And he like goes and like tries to cuff himself.
Oh, great. Barry Allen's going back to jail, huh?
So self-righteous, man. It's so ridiculous. So yeah, I guess he's going back to Iron Heights.
Barry
We
Allen going back to jail.
haven't seen that before. So yeah, that's
Oh,
what that is.
that's new.
I
We've
know.
never seen Barry Allen in Iron
Yeah.
Heights before.
Weird.
Yowie,
So-
wowie.
That's what I got. I mean, I guess this isn't a mid-arc issue, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's the conclusion, but it's like it's going into something else. And these books, they're not great, but they're not bad. I'd give them all 3s. They're fun reads, purely fun palate cleanser reads.
There you go.
Yeah. There you have it.
Any other books you got this week?
No, man. I
That's it.
am out.
That is it. Good reviews. All right, it's time for that part on our show where we talk about new release books coming out tomorrow that you'll want to definitely check out and pick up. So I'm going to start off with Boom Studios. I think from Boom. Boom's been killing it right now. 2 of the hot books I recommend from Boom Studios is Folklords number 3 and Heartbeat number 3. You can also pick up Lumberjanes 70 or Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 47. Not a lot coming out from Dark Horse tomorrow that I would recommend. DC, you got the one Batman 87. You got Batman Beyond 40. Pick up Batman Beyond 40 as it's already being speculated that's going to be the reveal of the Batwoman Beyond, who the Batwoman Beyond is. So definitely want to make sure you pick up Batman Beyond 40. You got Batman Superman number 6, Birds of Prey number 1, Giant number 1, Detective Comics 1019, Metal Man, Red Hood and the Outlaw, Shazam 10, Wonder Woman 750, and You're the Villain Arsenal number 2. Is there anything from DC you're looking forward to tomorrow?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of those that you just mentioned. Basket Full of Heads number 4. That's probably been the best Hill House book, in my opinion. And yeah, like you said, Batman number 87. There seems to be a lot of Birds of Prey tie-in. Birds of Prey Giant number 1. I think there was a Huntress book in here. But I mean, I'm not going to get those. I'm just saying it's kind of funny. Detective Comics number 1019. I don't know about Red Hood, man. I'm going to see if this is a new story arc, but they kind of crapped out a little bit on me. So maybe I'll pick it up again if it's the start of a new arc. Superman number 19, and yeah, Wonder Woman number 750. And yeah, that's about it for DC for me.
For IDW, we got Ghostbusters Year 1 number 1. It's a 4-part miniseries. Looking
that
forward
might be
to
fun.
that.
Yeah.
I can sell you a Body number 2 after the first issue. I would not recommend that book, but it's out there if you're reading it. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles IDW collection volume 10 hardcover comes out. That might be worth checking out if you're a Turtles fan. Coming up next in Image, we got American Jesus, the New Messiah number 2, Heart Attack number 3. That's it from Image. And then Marvel. We got Amazing Spider-Man 38, Atlantis Attacks number 1, Black Panther 20, Captain America Sam Wilson, the complete collection, Captain Marvel 14, Conan Serpent Wars number 4. Are you gonna pick that up?
No, I try to stick with the ongoing Conan. Some of the miniseries I can't get into them, man.
We got Excalibur number 6. Are you gonna pick up Excalibur or are you bailing on it?
I'll probably pick it up. I'll probably pick it up.
Fantastic 418.
Yes.
And Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 1, or Number 1, I should say, not Volume 1.
Yeah,
Number
another reboot. This Captain Marvel, and there's been a couple other books that have been rebooted. Thor, they've been rebooted like 3 or 4 times in as many years.
Marauders number 6. Star Wars Legends Forever, Crimson trade paperback. Valkyrie Jane Foster paperback. Web of Venom Godson number 1. X-Men Milestone Onslaught. That kind of rounds up Marvel. That kind of rounds up the new books from the big few companies that are coming out tomorrow. So a lot of great books hitting the shelves tomorrow, guys. Hopefully get out to support your local comic shop and pick up some of these fantastic titles that are releasing tomorrow. And I know I'm gonna try. It's gonna be iffy, but I'm gonna try it. But just with my new work schedule, it's gonna make getting to the comic book shop iffy.
You gotta join the rest of the workforce.
I can't be that guy that gets my books right away. So we're gonna see what happens. But anything else? You got anything else this week, Jay? Any
No
books that you're looking forward to this week that might fly under someone's radar?
Let me check. Boy, Dynamite seems to be all about the Vampirilla lately.
Yes.
No, I think you covered it pretty good.
All right. Fantastic.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Super duper. All right, guys. Well, I guess that'll do it for this week's episode of Tales from the Spinner Rack. Guys, as always, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If we're reading a book that I don't know what I'm saying. If you're reading a book that you think we should be reading, let us know in the comment section below, or leave us a little comment section on Facebook or something. Hit us up on social media. Let us know what book you're reading that we should be reading. Or if you disagree or agree with any of our reviews, make sure to leave that comment section below. We love to hear that from you guys, as always. If this is your first time finding us on YouTube, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If you're listening to this on our playback on any of your podcasting platforms, make sure to leave us a review. And as always, guys, for this week's episode of Tales from the Spinner Rack, I am Matt.
I am Jay.
Saying, remember to support your local comic shop. Keep them bagged and boarded. And we'll see you guys next time.